What's going on, everyone? This is Dustin Stelzer with Electrician U, and today we're going to talk about the 10 power tools that I think every electrician needs to have. Electrician U. Number one, this is pretty obvious, a drill. I say get a good drill, and I'm a big fan of 18-volt drills rather than 12-volt drills. I try to get pro-grade stuff. You're going out in the trades, you need pro-grade drills. Now, the other thing I like to make sure that my drills have is I like having the hammer drill function on them. Mine actually has this little hammer drill icon on the side, so I can move this over and drill through masonry if I have a masonry bit. Number two is an impact driver. So sometimes you need to fit into really small environments. Sometimes you need more torque to get through something, but this thing ratchets as it goes. It's kind of like a Number three, sawzalls. So I think this is technically called a hacksaw, where this is called a sawzall. But if you like being able to hold this like this and have the blade out front, like, it's really handy. It's easy to work with one hand. It's a lot lighter weight. This thing requires both hands. Next on the list is the right angle drill. Some people call this a hole hog, but it's basically, you can have a large bit on this that can drill holes. So you hold it like this and drill through studs, or you can drill over your head or whatever. Next on the list is a circular saw. I love having this, especially if you're in a residential environment or a lot of commercial environments that are built and framed in wood. Just makes cutting like over and over and ripping studs for scabs or whatever you need to do. I like having one of these. This is a 4.5-inch blade, but it's also really lightweight. You can cut with one hand. Typically the stuff that we're cutting out in the field are just pieces of things. Another good tool that I think electricians should have are jigsaws. A lot of times you can get metal blades, you can get wood blades, but being able to cut through really precise and cut things out is a great thing. Sometimes you don't need a full-size saw blade to cut and rip through something. You're doing a lot finer work, so having a jigsaw is another cool tool to have. Next on my list is an angle grinder, because you can get really precise work out of it and get clean cuts. And it just does the job better a lot of times than other tools would. This is a heat gun. So if you're bending PVC, you're gonna use one of these a lot. It's a way to generate heat. A lot of times if you're doing heat shrinking too, if you've got crimps and connections that you've made and you need to put heat shrink wrap over it and heat it up and shrink that stuff over the top, a heat gun's a really good way to go. The next tool that I am absolutely head over heels in love with is a full-size battery operated cordless framing nailer. This thing you just shoot above your head and pop, pop, pop. You don't need to carry an air compressor around, you don't need a hose around, but if you're in residential environments, you're definitely gonna use this thing often. All right, so last but definitely not least is the bandsaw. If you're cutting like 3-inch conduit and it's metal conduit, or even PVC, this will rip through PVC, no problem. All right, my dudes, that's my list of power tools.